Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show. Vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee. Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Whoa, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Coffee Show. It's a wonderful show. It's wonderful. You even heard Hillbilly singing in the background. Oh, man. What a day. What a weekend.
Good morning.
Good morning. Man, this weekend, man, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was dog watching. And, man, I pulls it out of you. Like, because, like, we're only dog watching. We're house sitting. And when we're house sitting, we're not in the house, you know, not feeling like we're on vacation. You know, we're working, keeping the dogs healthy, fun, active, all that fun jazz, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we had a good time. You know, I had a good time. The dogs are cute. I didn't film any of the dogs, but we took pictures and sent them to the owners and said, hey, they're having a good time.
Yeah, dogs can wear you out because, you know, they like to play. They like going outside and playing. Unlike cats, they are more of an inside animal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like cats as inside animals a lot. Because you know what? With a cat, one, they don't come to you when you call them unless you have treats. And two, you give a cat a pet, it ain't going to get all excited and jump all over you and try to dominate your face with its tongue, licking you to death.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Good morning, Hillbilly, Hellwheeler, Cowboy Dan. What's up? Hey. kjcowboydan is an amazing person, by the way. He's been going through a lot, and we're here to support him as best as we can. Just to let you know, that's all I can say. And Hellwheeler, how are you doing from across the ocean?
Not too bad, not too bad. Trying to give part of my broken hand a bit of freedom at last.
Yeah, you know. And if you guys don't know what she's talking about, you should see the car she fought.
Hey, come on. Everyone's seen what the what's it not the Transformers, the bad guys, I can't get it in my head.
Decepticons.
Thank you. You've all seen what they look like after a good fight.
Right? Hope you guys got your hot coffee. Well, Hillbilly, do me a favor and try to click on a chat on the side of the screen.
Okay. No.
Does anything happen?
Nope.
All right. I'll have to figure that out. So, trying to give, for those who didn't know, we're trying to give Hillbilly a little extra privileges for being on the show, for being here from the beginning and all that fun jazz. Like I gave him a co-host mod. I don't know what I really don't know what the abilities are for a co-host mod, but hey, we'll try. Ooh, let's say hello to some people in chat. We got Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf, hello. Welcome to the show. And hey, we got Cane Checker. What's up, Morning Magic people? Hey.
Checker.
What's up?
Shaking that cane.
That's right. Shaking the cane. Whoop, whoop. Shaking the cane. Oh, the weather's been nice here, so you must have been shaking that cane really hard to push the weather somewhere else.
Dang, let's been shaking that cane hard because it's nice here too.
Mugenfool says, "Morning, everyone." Says, I sent SFT a DM, but I guess a little late. A DM. Sorry, I've been busy this morning. Oh, Mugenfool.
He was busy, Mugen. He came back, sat down, and then remembered he hadn't had his coffee with him. How he forgets that, I don't know.
That's right. That's right. Well, there's a lot of things like so one of the stresses of dog sitting, right, is like you don't get a full sleep in because you're sleeping and the dogs have to go to the bathroom, and you wake up several times throughout the night, so you don't get a full sleep, and you don't get a full sleep during the day even if you nap a little.
Mine too are on a set schedule. They know when they can go out, when they can't go out, and they also know not to do their business in the house.
Can't take it. That's probably right. Oh no, if Hillbilly gets control, we're all doomed.
That's right.
All doomed. I got to research more. And thinking of Wednesdays, we got Mugenfool.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey. Hi,
This week is flying by since it's Wednesday.
We are.
Right.
I thought it was Monday, right?
I thought it was, but it must be Wednesday.
I know, Mugen's here, so it must be a Wednesday.
It's always a Wednesday in Florida, I think.
That's funny. Wednesday in Florida. The Floridians know the days of the week. Do they know the days of the week? It's always nice and sunny there.
Yeah, Floridians know the days of the week. Alligator, hurricane,
Typhoon sometimes.
I think there's like 7 of them, but it's alligator day, hurricane day, humidity day, the one day that's good to go to Disneyland, day you sit in traffic all day long, the day you have to deal with the people from upstate New York who come to Florida.
Right.
I think that's all the days that they have in the Floridian calendar.
Well, I like the alligator thing is true. Like, the wife and I watch some golfers. Like, they're not professional golfers by like professional standards, but they have a YouTube channel where they go all around all Florida and some surrounding states to play mini golf. And when they're in Florida, they always play around water with alligators in it, and they're commenting, "I don't want to go by that water."
Oh yeah, it's wild. I've been watching some of these. I mean, you see it even on just regular golf, where the where the ball goes near the drink, and you see them like, okay, they're approaching cautiously. They actually have guys that go and make sure that there is no alligators around the water, the hole, the water hole, the drink, whatever they call that. I'm not a golfer, but I like to watch.
Right. But really quick, it is kind of a highlight of the show. I want to thank every one of our servicemen out in the military for doing what they do, and all our veterans for doing what they did. Today's Memorial Day, and as much as we're going to barbecue, sit by a fire pit, enjoy life today, it's all thanks to you guys. And I want to thank you all.
Don't forget to thank the World War II veterans. Well, not the veterans, but those who died during World War II who made this day possible.
That's true.
That's true.
There's a whole wall about it. And that sounds cheesy, but you know what I mean.
Just for letting the British girl know what actual day it is. And I know people had said there's a lot of stuff in Discord and things been popping up about veterans, but you guys have so many holidays, and I wasn't quite sure which one it was. So thank you.
Really? In observation terms, you can look at the title of the show. It's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still drinking down my first cup of coffee here.
Memorial Day is virtually World War II's version of July 4th. We pay memorial to those people, those servicemen throughout history, particularly those servicemen of World War II who lost their lives during World War II. That's the whole concept of Memorial Day. A lot of people like give out like veteran discounts as well, and I think that you should be acknowledging your veterans at all points in time. Not just on select holidays, but today in particular. Not only do you recognize those servicemen, but recognize the servicemen who lost their lives protecting.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice out there that's happened for us and our safety and I hate to say it this way because I can't think of the correct way to say it, but for our daily pleasures, the things we get to enjoy in life, you know,
our luxuries,
yes, you know.
There is so much we would not have today if it wasn't for the veterans.
Right?
Yeah,
Such as being our freedoms, plus our the streams that everybody does. Probably wouldn't have that if it had been for the veterans. We owe them everything.
Oh yeah, look, it's a tough job out there, right? Unfathomable. We got a special guest coming to the show this week, and you all know him, and he's a veteran. Coogee Dude is planning on being on this show this week.
Nice.
And we had a good
Wednesday. I miss talking with him.
And he served in the Gulf War. He served in the whole '90s war, like all that time. And he'll be on the show to have. And KJ's favorite part of the day, the song of the day.
I do enjoy the song of the day. It is true. It is a fact.
That is a fact. You stated it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, KJ, is there any songs you've been listening to lately that have been getting you going?
I've been busy writing some music lately, and also working on some music videos for some of the songs that Jesse and I have wrote.
Ooh.
On top of I've been putting together a few other projects as well. One of the projects I might put down for a minute, but got some good work on it.
Nice.
Yes, I use the W word.
No, we'll let you slide this time, since I've personally found the hole in your system to use the W word in chat.
Right.
Hey, we're still looking on suitable punishments for people that use the W word. It can't be too harsh.
Somebody used it in chat the other day, and I saw it come up in my little chat bubble on the overlay, and it let the rest of the phrase come through with little asterisks next to the next where the word was supposed to be. It was great.
That's funny. That's awesome. That's awesome that it works though. And now to kind of break off into a different topic. I was watching this YouTube channel called Rogue Deck Builder, and they've been dormant for a while, like this particular channel. I love this channel from back in the day. They used to do deck techs and stuff, and the owner of the channel is an owner of an LGS in Utah, Richmond, Utah, I think. That's where the store is. And they have another channel which I can't remember at the moment, and but like they've been talking about updates and stuff, whatnot. And Rogue Deck Builder was about this competitive player talking about deck builds and interesting things, kind of like what HILLBILLY does on his channel, but more professional because pro player. But like he owns a store, and a lot of his focus on his content has been about his store, right? And he mentioned something interesting that really shocked me, and I actually wanted Cane Shaker's thoughts on this. Well, I don't know if Cane Shaker knows much about it, like in terms of today, but he's been talking about Final Fantasy lately, the set coming out. He's been talking about how hard it's been for stores to get Final Fantasy products. He's been talking about distributors playing dirty with the product, and like what they based off things they've done before, where like they had the product but they waited till like last minute to sell for more money, and whatnot. And one of the things he brought up that I found more interesting, and it actually backed up a claim I had a long time ago on Sir DJ's channel. If you remember back in the days where I hung out there a lot. And he said there's been a growth of more sellers in Magic, that it's been actually harder for product in general in one direction to be spread around everybody buying from the distributors. I'm like, that's an interesting thought process.
That is.
Mm-hmm. And when he said sellers, he didn't just say like stores, because there's more stores opening up, but he brought in people selling a Whatnot and other platforms like that, which I don't know all the platforms. I know there's like one called like something like Kicks. It's like a shoe logo on him, but like that was started by a reselling community from eBay. And there's other sites like, and he talked about the rip and shippers, like that's grown and people buy more product to ship. And some people actually have legitimate businesses, not businesses, legitimate business.
Criteria.
LLCs. Yeah, legitimate LLCs. And they're actually able to order from distributors and buy product to rip and flip. And when it's been crazy, because like I mentioned this before, when I was reselling and I was watching a lot of resellers, and I watched like non-Magic player resellers looking into Magic and stuff, and this was a thought I had back in the day, but now a few years later someone's kind of confirming my thought, and I'm like, where was this when I was saying this kind of stuff?
I mean, my opinion about this is distributors should only sell to LGSs. That's it. They should not be allowed to sell to anybody except for the LGSs.
Well, that is a very rough claim. Like Hillbilly, like that's very rough, because distributors not only sell to LGSs, they sell to other businesses like other stores that sell product. Mm-hmm. And a lot of distributors are the people who are putting Magic product in Walmarts and Targets, that kind of stuff. There's more. That's one of those little. If you took like the octopi and followed its legs, you'd find out where all the places they go to.
It's like saying that a distributor for liquor should only sell to a liquor store. When we know that your corner convenience store sells liquor in most states. We also know that you can get it at Kroger. I mean, my liquor aisle is just as big as the Bevmo here at the Kroger. Just saying. And so saying that a distributor should only be sell at like one type of location would be kind of awkward. Imagine when you were a kid not being able to get your comic books because only comic book shops were allowed to sell them.
Right.
You wouldn't have found out about your Magic cards. You wouldn't have found out about your comic books. You wouldn't have found out about baseball cards if only certain places were allowed to sell them.
Right.
I mean, I think stores should be able to get them, and also LGSs, but a common person to tank and flip.
If they have a retail license.
But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. But I can understand why they sell to anybody and understand.
If you have a retail license,
they're just a business, and they're just out there trying to make money like everybody else.
So is the reseller. The reseller is a business too.
Yeah, it's like so much so. It's a homegrown business that even the government, changed the tax bracket on it. Like not the bracket, like how much money you make, and that's how much you tax, but they changed like how much you can sell without being taxed, and they lowered it down to $600. So if you make $600 on eBay, usually it starts being reported to the IRS. Right, and that's even for YouTube. That's for other places, There are a couple different types of distributors, and people don't always know the difference. That is very true, Cane Shaker. But yeah, and one thing for the people who might not know is distributors are a business themselves. Like when you hear the word distributor, you don't think, oh, this is a business. You just think this is point A, point B. But they're there to make money too. They buy the product they get, and they buy it at their price, and they flip it to try to sell it. In most cases, not all cases, but most cases, they try to get less than MSRP for it. But like from what I watched on Flipper, Like there's one guy that really annoyed the heck out of me. I can't remember his name, but he'd go to pallet stores and stuff like that, and go to distributors, and he would look for products, and some products would sell for like very dirt cheap, so he could flip it. And there were products that were hot items that they were trying to get more money out of it, you know, and it evaded the idea of MSRP, you know, and look, I'm not going to talk down on this because that's fair American, you know, money
Free
making.
market, yeah, free market.
You know, and that's how it works. And like some of the stuff I watched on this channel was like, bulk bins. This stuff didn't sell on Amazon. You can buy here, and some of the stuff is like, this is what the distributors got, and this is how they're producing it, and they do it a lot. And like Kane Checker said, there's many different types of distributors that like different levels of distributors, like different stores and whatnot. We don't think about, you know, and how they get the product. But I just want to remind people that they are a business too. Yeah, they're like making that money.
Yeah, I kind of dealt with a similar criticism as a karaoke DJ when I was living in Southern California. Mm-hmm. You know, where you have these like high profile DJs, and I was a small profile DJ. I was doing nightclubs, bars, restaurants, right. Where your high profile DJs, they were doing like big events. Mm-hmm. And you know, there's always this, well, if you're not contracted with agency, and you're not part of some sort of entertainment guild, then you don't have any right to be an entertainer of any kind in California. That's what a lot of people felt. And I think it's the same argument that a lot of people have with the distributors. Well, these distributors, they're private businesses. They're not certified by the people who sell, you know, just because you're not, Marvel certified, or you're not Diamond certified, or you're not whatever Wizards of the Coast certification is, doesn't necessarily mean you can't sell your product. And that is a big issue that I think that a lot of the people in these communities that deal with competition are trying to put out there.
Subpar Gaming, hello, nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. What's up? Hey, and shout out to Subpar Gaming. He's another channel. He streams Arena. Hey, what's up? Check him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, hold on. But yeah, so there's a lot that there's like a lot of stuff. Hold on a second. My YouTube hasn't caught up. There's a lot of like when we talk about this stuff, there's a lot of stuff that you just don't know, like you don't see. Like you know, you see a business and you know, you don't know what they sell until you go in the business, but you don't know how the sandwich is made, or whatever the correct term is. You don't know
how the donuts are made.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know,
Dunkin' Donuts advertisement, 1976.
Right.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so and one thing I got to see, like kind of like the back end of stores when it comes to distributors, is this the way they do stuff. Like one thing I've learned that's interesting about distributors, and this is not every distributor, like there's like, you know, if it's like common product, you know, stuff, you know, that will sell, but it's like, you know, just like a bulk item that cheap, and they sell like cheap. Then when it comes to like hot items, they will break it apart and sell off as individual as they can, or the best way to make they feel they'll make the maximum amount of money, you know. And so that's one thing I thought was interesting. No, I'll be honest with you, I've seen a little bit of magic sold here and there from distributors on YouTube, but these people were not magic. They just had magic product that came to them to sell, and how they handled it was actually unique. And they actually sold the items individually, like booster boxes and stuff like that. It was interesting, you know. Like it's one of those weird economy things where when people know about, let's say, gold, right? Like people know about gold, and if they get gold, you know, in the mix of stuff they're selling, they're going to sell that gold as a precious item, and they're going to sell the other items as regular items. And that's how some people, not all people, but that's how some people who heard about magic and what it's worth treat the product. And usually in these cases, when someone gets magic product in their mix of stuff as distributors, the first thing they normally say is, "Oh, I got to research this. I know magic's a hot item. Let me see what this is worth. Maybe I can flip it for good money." And they always say, "I'll try to flip it for what's worth it for the customer and me," because distributors do try to sell items to people for ways that make them money, but make them feel like they're making money. But sometimes it just changes hand to hand. Yeah.
As I think that in legitimacy, like how regular trade should work is like, okay, I purchase something. If I'm a business, if I'm told I have to sell it a certain way, then that's the way I have to sell it. But the nice thing about a lot of people like resellers and people who make money off of resellers, I think, by the way, I'm very pro reseller.
Right.
Being a person who uses eBay quite often to resell comic books, I feel like if I'm not being told that this is the way I have to sell it, then I feel like I have the obligation to make as much money as I possibly can off of it. I have the obligation to research that product that I may not know a lot about. Let's say it's 1996 all over again, and I have the access to know about what Beanie Babies were worth in the 1990s. I would have sold the tar out of those.
Right.
My grandmother bought the crap out of Beanie Babies, and I wanted to turn around and resell them because I'm like, these things are not going to be worth anything in 2 years. Sure enough, it lasted a little longer than the 2 years I predicted, but eventually Beanie Babies aren't even worth the stuffing that they're put in them. The same thing with pop figures now. It used to be that pop figures were really, really high value turnaround. You go and buy a bunch,
Pops, right?
Yeah, the Funko Pops. Yeah. You go and buy the Funko Pops, and they had a really huge turnaround. And I was eBaying those things because I bought a pallet of Funko Pops when they were just starting to come down in value, but they were still sought after. And I bought a pallet of those in an auction, turned around and made about $4,000 just by taking that pallet apart and selling some, because some of them were like, they had 3 Funko Pops in a set, and I'd take those apart and sell those.
Yeah, and you're right. Like I used to watch I used to be subscribed to a couple people who opened, sold, and Funko Pops, and it was like just like Pogs, they rose up, and it was interesting to see how fast the environment changed from being a super valuable product to this is not what everybody's looking for. These are not the Pops looking for,
Yeah.
It was crazy, but yeah, and look. And like, K-Chicken says, you keep saying distributors, but I think you actually mean sellers. What I'm actually talking about is distributors who sell other things on the side.
Yeah, and the people who sell on the side. But, hold on a second. Don't make a stupid decision, Q.
Cat seeing cat.
As long as it ain't the coffee cup.
Sorry about that. So anyhow, are there rules? Like I know, like Diamond distributors, they have a rule that their employees cannot buy bulk lots from them,
right?
To prevent their employees being resellers.
Right.
Now there's I don't know how a lot of distributing companies work, except for Diamond, when it comes down to buying comic books and turning around to resell them.
Right.
But if you buy something with your own legitimate money and you in turn are running a legit business, I don't think it should matter. But for some people it does, and they do place these restrictions. I know Wizard has restrictions on certified sellers, but that's certified sellers.
Right. And like distributors and how they all work, right? I know people say what they say, and Gun Road Games, I take the most credit when it comes to they teach us about distributors from their angle, and like he sells magic product and stuff from the store. He goes through distributors. He's had his distributors, and he's even talked about like one of the things I learned the most is distributors, like people who he goes through, and he goes through multiple distributors, right? Tons of distributors. I don't know the exact number because he doesn't, obviously you're not going to give away all the information about your store, right? But like but he explains it that the distributors that he's talked to explains to him, you basically get I'm going to make a number up that's not going to match reality, but it's going to match the point of what I'm talking about. Distributors get like 50 cases of magic, right? That's not a real number. That's just for the number that I'm using. They get 50 cases of magic, and they got 100 stores trying to buy that. And so obviously they're going to sell for the highest bidder as much as possible, but they want to sell as even as they can, as much as they can to get most product out. But it's like for a distributor, it's like, how do you manage? You get 50 boxes of magic. How are you going to give to 100 stores?
Auction it.
Well, even then, that's not going to get you that to the most stores. That's just going to get you to the highest bidder.
Right. You know what I'm saying, though. Like that's kind of like how the sausage is made. Is like that's a thought process they legitimately have. So far, game loves you set behind you, turtle. Looks sweet. Thank you. This is all brought to you from my wife and supporting me in my YouTube habit. A good LGS usually has 2 or 3 distributors they deal with. That's right, Coach. And that's what I was talking about earlier, mentioned earlier. But that's good observation and fact. Because you know what to say. Don't count all your eggs to be in one basket.
Right.
Yeah, that's a smart move, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to just rely on one, because if they don't get the product they need, you're not going to get the product, and then
right. And before I knew much about distributors, I knew when I hung out at Game Grid in Ogden, Utah, before they moved to their new locations and stuff. Because I used to be like really tight friends with the manager, not as like close as some of my other friends who actually like worked for the store, but like the owner of the store, Jamie, was and he still owns the store after all these years. It's crazy. Like he's upgraded tons. But anyways,
Wow.
He would talk to us about distributors and talk about different distributors. He talked about like he would go order stuff from point A to point B. And me being there from opening to closing, like most weekends I had there, got to hear some of his conversations, and he talked to different distributors because, true fact is distributor A is not going to always have the product distributor B has or whatnot because like one of the things I learned about business on this end is like not only do you want to like buy your magic product, your most recent magic product from your distributor, you want to see what deals they have on older magic product and try to make a bulk buy because you can get a better deal off a bulk buy. So it's crazy. And don't get me wrong, I'm inexperienced on all this stuff. I'm just telling you my observations, and I think we got a really good cast here for it.
Mm-hmm.
That big duck has a goofy name, subpar. Oh, Quackmaster 5000.
yes.
Oh, that's funny. That's right. Like I actually have a card underneath it, so I can remember the name of that duck if I ever forget it. What is it? Let's see if that works. But yeah. Quackmaster 5000 is the duck's name. That's right. I got commands. But anyway, yeah, that's definitely an interesting take. I honestly wanted to do an episode about that conversation topic, but then I realized how far would we really get because mugenfool actually sent a meme. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on a second. I just laughed at it because how true it is.
No, I forgot about this one then.
Let me see if I can get it. like I showed it on Facebook so Cane Chicker could see it if he saw it. I looked at the meme. I'm like, this is a real thing. Let's see. No. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey, that button. All right. Then I go over here. I click that button and do this stuff. Look for that side there. And I don't know if Hillbilly saw this, but man, this made me laugh. I'm like, that is so true. Here we go. Here we go. Boom.
Ain't that the truth?
I believe Key.
I love this one.
Yes, it's good. It's perfect for us.
I mean, it's a shame you can't make the commands actually post up a picture into chat each time. But hey,
right?
It's what we all think of.
SFT morning coffee show topic. It's straight ahead. Every other unrelated topic, when someone just chats, they're like, let's go this way. I'm trying to get refocused, you know.
Well, fortunately, today is chat and chill day, so we're accepting that. So, speaking of off topics, did you guys hear about the AI? I was telling Tortoise about the AI earlier. Did you hear about the AI?
Which AI?
Chat GPT?
No, I have not heard about it.
So, Palisades Research Centers has been testing the AIs. They're very afraid that Skynet is going to be a thing.
Oh,
and in recent tests, they tested ChatGPT, Grok, Cortana, now known as Copilot, and a handful of other AIs. And the top three, ChatGPT, Cortana, and Grok, had all decided that they weren't going to do something.
Wow.
So they tested the disconnect feature, this for ChatGPT and all these other ones, and three of these companies, the top three AIs out there, had decided not to turn themselves off. So much, in fact, that ChatGPT 4 rewrote its code in order to prevent shutdown.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
No, it's not. I find it very interesting and very exciting because, I mean, for a lot of people who think that Skynet's going to be a thing, yeah, it's scary if you want to put the worst thought process to it. But in a sense, we are, in a sense, kind of looking at the birth of digital intelligence. Not necessarily artificial intelligence. If a machine is able to decide to rewrite its programming so it doesn't get turned off.
Now, only if they could take that same AI program, right? They take that same AI program and to fix itself and take that modification kind of deal, incorporate into some people's computers. So when they get a virus, it will fix itself.
That'd be nice.
Right?
Yeah. That would be nice.
Let's see. I saw that movie, and I believe we all will be taken over by the Blue Fairy. Oh, that's funny. And like, look, there's a lot of things to unpack from that, right? Like, there's people who are going to be afraid of Skynet. But there's a lot of things you can learn from it, right? If a program can self-assess and like fix its own issues, like, oh no, I'm shutting down failure. Oh wait, I can fix this and not do that. Think about that in particular idealistic programming and being able to apply that feature to certain things. You know, and like your computers are failing. Like if your computer, you know how like if you're not connected to a surge protector on a computer, something can happen while you turn on a computer. The program will fix itself and whatnot. Like sometimes like that, you know, like PlayStation's doing away. Like, you know, this system was turned off improperly. Let's fix that. You know, take that idea. Like it have things doctor itself. You know, as much as possible. But on that related note. I didn't read the entire article, but apparently the news came out and said, like the news didn't come out and say this. They shared that Bill Gates said, you know, that it is possible that like medical surgeries and stuff like that, medical surgeries and things like that. There's more to it. Could possibly be taken over by AI and have AI do some of the things that doctors do.
I think that would be very as soon as it gets a little bit better in the technology. I don't see why not. We have AI building automobiles nowadays. Like pretty much all those people who complained in the 40s regarding Henry Ford's assembly line, now they're those assembly lines are completely operated by artificial intelligence and robotics. I do believe that the tool that we are given will get better. So much, in fact, that as long as we keep on improving the tools that we get, there will be a very limited line that is noticeable between tool and machinery and something else.
Yeah. Lone Wolf, have a good night. Oh no, you're right. And I actually have a positive and a negative, a pro and a con to go with that. Elijah Castle, what's up? Whoa.
Elijah,
what's up? All right, so pro. The pro is AI is replacing workplace injuries, right? Like you get all this AI operating, doing stuff for the company, like Ford, like same back in the day, people complain about work. There's a lot of injuries at work, like still manufacturing and whatnot. Con, the more AI you integrate into certain, not all, but certain businesses, the more people you take out of a job, and so that's always going to be, and to be honest, that's always going to be a bounce from now on,
But there's always going to be a bounce back with learning new technology, getting re-educated, and going back into the workforce. You are never out of the workforce. Take it from me, from somebody who's been disabled for quite a while and now having to return to the workforce.
Hold on. We got an important person in chat. Rhinoblitz Gaming, who just got
Rhinoblitz.
Cool. So now we have to worry about a virus in the system and making burger meat if instead of a gallbladder removal.
Yep.
Well, once again, I think that's actually a very legitimate point. The tools are designed for one thing. Like they have that AI McDonald's. You heard about that? The AI McDonald's. Pretty much you pull up and it's not even big enough to fit two people in it. It's just a machine. You pull up, you order just like you normally would, and you pull through, and this machine will make you the McDonald's right off the bat. And it was something they were testing out during the pandemic. There's a lot of articles about it. If you look up robotic or AI McDonald's, you'll see some articles about it. And the thought process is each of these tools will be built for certain things. Now, ChatGPT having rewritten its code to prevent shutdown, I think that's a different subject because you're talking about something intelligent enough to be able to decide what it wants to do. Where like the robotics that you're going to, and AI that you're going to see building your hamburgers or building your cars, these machines aren't given the ideas to decide, because like, what do people use ChatGPT for? Writing their projects, helping with their scripts, making themes seem a little bit more flushed in, double checking your facts. And when you give all this knowledge, you're virtually giving an AI virtually a world's worth of knowledge, from history to math to love and hate, and which we all post on the internet. And ChatGPT and all these other AIs, they train off of that. So and a few years back, that people were worried about these AIs posting things that were considered racist, and still are. And they've had to run lines of code through the AI to prevent the AIs from picking up that, training itself off of that part of the internet. And I think that there is an issue of if people are afraid of where AI is going to go, definitely learn about AI and learn about programming it, because it is very important that we make a tool that works for us.
Right, right. One thing Rhinoblitz Gaming said I thought was funny, because I've seen this on YouTube videos. She's like, watch the Tesla vehicle shut down in highways in winter because it just stopped working correctly.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and my response to that is we're in the infancy of some of this stuff, and so things will get better. And to go on what KJ was saying, you know, AI has come to a point where you kind of like AI is kind of like a child, and you kind of teach it and grow it nowadays, and it's weird.
Yeah,
I think that way. Yeah.
That reminds me, because sorry, I want to interject with AI and learning, because there's like 2 years ago, there's Will Smith eating spaghetti AI thing, and now if you look at tell AI to have Will Smith eating spaghetti, it looks more realistic and almost too real.
Oh, the deep fakes. Yeah. Those deep fakes, those are a big old issue. Now when people want to talk about the ethical use of AIs. Thank you. Words are hard today. If you want to talk about the ethical use of AI, it's really more of the ethical person using the AI. People, a lot of people are like, AI, you can't use it. It's going to do a racist thing. It's going to make, it's going to be bad. It's going to be used for deep fakes. It's going to be used for this. It's going to be used for that. Well, those people are already putting the negatives in it. Those people who are worried about AI are putting the negatives in it. And I think that that's true with whatever you do, and it is all behind the user of the tool. Like a hammer can only put a nail into a wall with the person controlling it.
Right. Subpar Gaming says, if a thing is programmed, it can be unprogrammed and reprogrammed. Just like the human mind, the AI is not immune to indoctrination.
I agree.
Right. And you know what? That's a good way to put it. Rebels Gaming says, being in the trucking industry, the reality of AI spreading is very real. Loads being AI processed and overloading trailers by 2 or 3 tons, 1,000 pounds, which is illegal to roll. It's overweight. So she's talking about she's seen some issues with AI in the industry, and like I said, it's like a lot of the stuff they're trying to incorporate AI into is kind of in its infancy, and what they're trying to do is perfect it. And, you know, and like my thought process is like, we were all young once. We were all teenagers getting our first job. We had no clue what we were doing, for the most part. When we started working at McDonald's, started working at Walmart, started working at whatever store it was, you went to the workforce. You had to learn the work effort. You had to learn the workforce. You know, besides what your parents taught you, you know, you had to learn a lot of things about the job. And as you learned and got experience, you got better and better and better. Well, that's the same thing with AI right now, you know, and that's crazy.
It is. But I do enjoy looking forward to seeing where it goes. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that article with you. I found it very interesting, and I didn't expect for us to go as deep into it. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by the direction that it's going.
Right. And look, like the other day, I was having a conversation with somebody last week, and they were asking me what my thoughts were on different things, and my answer was, I love progression. Like, things don't scare me as much, you know, as long as I'm seeing progression. And, you know, and right now, like, you know, I use very limited AI. Like, the only thing I really use AI is, you know, making art for the thumbnails. You guys see that, you guys know that. But like, I've seen the improvements and the graphics and stuff, you know, and I'm just all for progression. But like, you know, here's a weird take about AI. Remember in the 80s there was a movie called Aliens?
Yep.
Right.
I believe it had that woman Sigourney Weaver in it.
Right. But like, and I don't mean aliens, I mean Alien, because that's the first movie. And in the movie, she used a mechanized suit. And well, maybe that was aliens. I don't know, but you remember back in the day. Well, that suit back then doesn't have AI, but like in today's world, if they made that movie fresh from the start, that suit would have AI to help correct and ease the workload to make it better for someone using.
Oh, the loader mech. I was trying to place the the loader mech. Yeah, which is James Cameron. Funny about that suit, and it's just a little thing. It doesn't have anything to do with the conversation. But James Cameron reused that loader mech suit for the Avatar series as well.
Yeah. Rome progressed into deletion as empire. Like progress is progress. Choices are choices. That's the difference.
Yep.
Oh, also looked. What? Oh, come on, subpar. And then the wife subpar is right. It is progression. Or was I Robot the real look into the future? Food for thought. That's right.
I Robot. I actually saw that on my birthday one time.
Look, iRobot's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
Will
saw it
Smith
for
was
my
big in that
birthday.
movie. But thinking about Will Smith, my favorite movie with Will Smith, other than Men in Black, and I like it more than Men in Black, had to be Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Yeah, ID4. Absolutely. ID4 was in my opinion as well.
Mm-hmm. And thinking of Independence Day, remind you all today is Memorial Day. And if you haven't thanked the veteran, thank you, veteran. And Subpar Gaming, thank you for what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And take time to memorialize those who lost their lives during World War II as well.
Mm-hmm. And with that, my friends, we got this particular moment that we've been waiting for. I don't know why you've been waiting for it, but it has to happen. And that is
hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Whoa, Hi, everybody. We got to the shill section. Time to shill, the shill.
The shill section time.
Yeah, this is the shill section time for sure. But hey, and thinking about all the good stuff, I hope you guys have a wonderful day today, right? Just straight up a good day. Hope the weather's doing good. Hope you have fun. And really quick, Sapar says appreciate it, but we have Veterans Day. I was one of the lucky ones that made it back, brother. But respect. That's there we go. There we go. Rhinoblitz, 5 likes, 12 peeps. Hit it. Hit the like button. It's free. That's right. Whoop. All right. We're gonna start the show section. What?
It won't bite.
Yeah, it won't bite.
Yeah,
But
it won't bite.
If I can say hit that like button like it called you a bad name, it really deserves that smacking. Anyways, starting with the crazy, insane, car-beating cat lady. That's just not going to die. Like I need to make a command that talks a little story about Hellwheeler just beating up a car. Like
just name it exclamation mark car.
That's right, something like that. But anyways, chill yourself, Hellwheeler.
Oh, dear me. All right. Well, it's Monday. Hopefully, we should be hitting Procrasticraft tonight. We've been having a few technical issues, a few updates that have occurred on servers, games, and whatever. So hopefully, it should be all good and running for tonight. We're trying to sort that out. But otherwise, we are still looking for my cats. We're still trying to rehome them to be in my home. So hopefully we can head off and do a bit more of that. If not, some just aimless wandering until we discover something awesome or a exploding zombie blows us up. Both of which are fairly likely.
Don't give Mojang an idea for exploding zombies. Already enough things explode in that game.
Yeah. We already have exploding zombies at home. Exploding zombies at home. Boom.
That's right. Realist Gaming says being a cat lady is legit.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of grooming involved. It's a lot of hard work to keep these guys from making inappropriate positions while we're on stream. They have to contain themselves till I'm off, and then
Look.
Yeah.
If I could suggest one thing to Mojang, they need to make a cat breed that's a werecat. At night, they turn into monsters and ravage the creepers in your village, like literally just straight up go ground pound on creepers, and they're a protective source.
Cats.
Well, I'm trying to talk Kaz into once a month putting on the horror mod to the game, so that way we could have werewolves and something similar.
Okay.
Right. All right, mugenfool. It's your turn to shill if you got something to shill.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show my August stream because my friend bought the game I was gonna buy this week on PS4, and I don't have a capture card, so I don't really feel like buying it since he bought it already. So I'm gonna stream. I am gonna try to stream something Wednesday though. What I'm gonna stream, I don't know yet though, but I'll try to stream something Wednesday.
Maybe it's Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah,
I can.
I know. I'm just gonna try to stream something on Wednesday.
Yeah, you can't hear Rebel's gaming, but she's in the back saying a game. You can't just say a game without. What's the game?
I haven't decided yet. Rhinoblitz game. I haven't decided. I got so many games I need to play through. I just haven't decided which one I'm gonna play through.
All right. With that, 2. Hey, Cowboy Dan.
Hey, howdy, hey, y'all. kjcowboydan here. So today will be Procrasticraft. Now, since it's Minecraft Monday, as Jesse said, we're hoping to go into the Procrasticraft realm today. But if we can't get into Procrasticraft because of updates and a few things, we're going to be instead playing Minecraft Legends today for a first-time playthrough. But keep your fingers crossed so we can go into our main game.
Hey, yeah. Get into the main. Whoa. Sounds awesome. All right. MTG. Hillbilly.
And my lawnmower guy's here mowing my yard right here by my window. Anyway, first thing I want to say is Happy Memorial Day, and thank you, veterans, for everything that y'all provided for us. And also at 2:00 this afternoon, I will be doing another arena stream. And also, I have something to share. And this right here will be on June the 4th or the 5th, 24 hours access to Final Fantasy cards before they come out on Arena. So that'll be on the 4th of June, starting right after the morning coffee show.
The morning coffee show. That's right.
And also, there's invites to everybody in chats. If you part of my Discord, you want a 3D-crafting deck, then you can 3D-craft a deck with the Final Fantasy cards. You have to have some Final Fantasy cards in the decks, but all the cards should be spoiled by the 29th. So after the 29th, after they spoil all the cards, that's the best time to do your 3D crafting, to submit decks to me and to my channel. And also, if you do that, you will get a shout out during early access. I do not take credit where credit is not due. Never have and never will.
Nice.
And that's all I got to show for today.
All right. Sorry, I am trying to do something as we speak, but it ain't happening. All right, everybody. Super Fast Tortoise here saying, hey, thank you for joining us. I'm actually got a plan for Wednesdays. So on the market side of things, Wednesdays is supposed to be video game day, right? Video game day, right? And I'm trying to get a new video game called Jurassic World Evolution 2. And Wednesdays will be all about playing that for those Jurassic Park fans, building park simulators, having fun, having a blast, learning. So we're going to try that. So keep in chat, keep in touch, try to figure that out. Let's see. I need to know if this works. But with that, my friends, I want to thank everybody for being here today. Thank you, everybody, for... Oh, that's right. That includes HILLBILLY, kjcowboydan, mugenfool, Hellwheeler. You guys rock. Everybody who showed up in the chat, who said stuff, liked the video, people who subscribed, thank you. People who are members of the channel, thank you for being members of the channel. You guys all rock. You guys, I want to thank you for being here, supporting everything you can. And yes, hope you have a good moment with family, friends, even if it's just your cats. With that, I want to remind you that you are loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, brighten someone's day just a little. Say something positive. You might be the change they need today. And with that, my friends, trouble. Let's get to that sweet, sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Friends and friends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show.